Jurassic World is getting yet another sequel that's due out next year. This time, it's being directed by Gareth Edwards, who brought audiences 2014's Godzilla. It will also not feature the returns of Chris Pratt or Bryce Dallas Howard, and will instead feature a brand new cast with Scarlett Johansson at the forefront of the adventure. It's also being written by franchise fan favorite veteran David Koepp, who wrote the original Jurassic Park movie from 1993 and 1997's The Lost World Jurassic Park. This particular script, in fact, for the new movie, was spoken of recently in a new episode of Tell 'em Steve and Dave, a podcast where it's once again being described as one of the best Jurassic Park sequels ever. What's going on, guys? Hope you're all doing well. Now for today's video, I wanted to talk about some audio that's just come out from someone that has apparently heard something about the new Jurassic Park script. And look, this isn't the first time we've heard rumors like this, so before we even go into any sort of speculation, I just wanted to play it all for you right here.
You want to? I caught a little bit of a. This is unsubstantiated, of course, but I know someone who read the new Jurassic Park script and said it's awesome. They're fixing Jurassic Park with this, I was told.
But there's a franchise. There's a good example of a franchise. I have never been in love. I don't know what you can do after the first one, so I'm very interested to see what on earth you can do different. What new spin you could put on dinosaurs attacking humans.
I got the sense that it wasn't a totally new spin so much as back to basics in an awesome way. Is kind of what I was the vibe I was picking up.
And basics would be dinosaurs eating humans?
I'm guessing they're in the jungle, getting eaten by dinosaurs and stuff like that. So yeah, cool. More of that. But here you go. You remember this? I don't know.
Pratt's not in, and I'm not going.
No? You done?
Wait, did I just step on a toe? I'm sorry. I don't care. Pratt. Get him out of there.
The big wigs are listening. I don't know what to say.
So I was actually left with a comment about this quote from the podcast yesterday, and a good friend of mine sent the video from Outpost on it early in the morning where Jack De La Mare goes over the information, and I gotta say, I am honestly very surprised, to say the least. I say this because to hear one or two people claiming that the new Jurassic Park movie is going to be great is one thing, but this is kind of further confirmation that they are really trying to hone in on what made the franchise great to begin with, and that they are going back to basics with an approach that apparently still carries on where the last one left off, but it's just going in a direction people are actually going to like as a majority, hopefully anyways. And we heard this after Dominion's negative reception from critics. It did have a pretty positive reaction from audiences on Rotten Tomatoes, but across the board everywhere else, they're like, yeah, this is the least technically good Jurassic movie. So look, with this new information from the podcast, what does that mean for the film itself? We already heard that the movie is going to feature an island, and people get stuck on it, while also knowing that dinosaurs are kind of all over the place right now. So there's a lot to think about in regards to what kind of movie this is even supposed to be. Not to mention the fact that the Spinosaurus is heavily rumored to return, and there's even talk of some sort of old engine equipment. We've seen footage of a big open Thailand jungle with a boat going around some giant rocks. We even had some cool footage of a Parasaurolophus that was either dead or just laying on the ground, and who could forget the boat attack we talked about recently. Speaking of which, I also did a video on the canceled Jurassic Park movie that nearly came out in 2005, and this sounds a little similar to the mainland ideas from that old movie, only sadly there's not going to be any Jeff Goldblum or Sam Neill this go around. No Dr. Grant, no Dr. Malcolm, but the plot concepts in the old 2005 script seem vaguely similar to this new thing that they've mentioned in the synopsis. And with a more tropical environment and dinosaur attacks going on in the jungle, like what this quote from the podcast said, look, I think that they're actually starting to take some inspiration from what fans and audience members have been saying about the franchise for a while. In my personal opinion, there are quite a lot of animals that could be given incredible action and kill sequences in the new movie, especially with the help of Gareth Edwards' direction. I mean, just take a look at the underwater rumors we'd heard about a while ago and apply those to what I think was one of the most criminally underutilized animals in the last trilogy, and you could have some super cool stuff involving the Mosasaurus. And as far as the lead creature of the series is concerned, Tyrannosaurus Rex could get some major league airtime in an extremely cool way. I actually do not think they're going to make it go up against another big bad carnivore if they're really going back to basics. I don't even think it'll be the same T-Rex that we've seen for the last 3 movies. They may go Lost World or JP3 in this one and have a fresh animal that we haven't seen before. And from the way David Koepp writes even the jungle itself in his scripts, the movie could feel like the jungle is a character itself, or just a very harsh environment, like what it was like when you were walking through the dense foliage of Isla Sorna or Isla Nublar when the raptors got out, especially with dinosaurs all over the place and that old engine stuff lying around. I do have a good feeling about the movie. Oh, and by the way, guys, if you're enjoying this video, just want to say I'd appreciate it a lot if you left me a like. It helps the channel out a lot and boosts this video in the algorithm. And if you really like the content, don't forget to subscribe and make sure you turn on all notifications. That stuff goes a long way today, and we have a lot more dinosaur stuff to talk about in the future. Now, in relation to the movie's alleged title, Jurassic World Rebirth really does seem to be some sort of back to basics idea, but the mysteries around the actual plot and how it relates to the other movies is rather fun to speculate about because of the back to basics approach. Don't forget, we're also going to be getting some new species in this movie too, so I'm sure David Koepp is going to write them in ways similar to how he introduced scary dinosaurs in the past, like getting the hunting mechanics of Dilophosaurus explained before we see it happen to Dennis Nedry, and even cutting away to what happens to Kathy after she's been attacked by the compies, leaving us in suspense as to, oh, what'd they do to her, all the way up to when we see Dieter Stark's death, and we just really get a glimpse of how bad they can really be. If Jurassic World Rebirth really is going back to basics and is trying to breathe new life into the franchise with David Koepp and Gareth Edwards, I think the dialogue and charisma of Scarlett Johansson and everyone else on set is going to be way more grounded and believable as well. Scarlett herself has said the film script is incredible. Actor Glenn Powell said the same thing, and Spielberg and Marshall were so protective over the movie that they parted ways with David Leitch after hiring him to direct for like only 3 or 4 days once the news broke. They have got a seriously tight handle on this one, and the people that have taken a look at the script are echoing what's been said about it before in the past and even on this podcast. So if this movie really is as good as people say it's going to be, I think we could be looking at one of the best Jurassic Park sequels in years, and definitely something that would get more people on board and satisfied. But whether or not that happens, we really have to wait and see. Hollywood is crazy right now. You've got some movies that are just continuing with the late 2010s, early 2020s, super bizarre stuff that does not make money, and other stuff that is going back to basics and is at the very least, I guess, just being a normal movie again. Don't know which one this is going to be, but everyone seems to be suggesting that it's going to be the latter. All in all, going back to basics with animals like T-Rex, Mosasaurus, and not to mention the Velociraptor would be a great idea at this point in the brand. I think audiences would love a pack of ravenous Velociraptors that are just attacking people left and right, like the long grass scene or Robert Muldoon's death, anything. Like, I really do think if you want to make audiences smile and get excited again, make Jurassic Park Jurassic Park. But anyways, guys, those are all just my own thoughts on the subject matter. What do all of you think? Do you think that this new information on the script and how good it is actually true? Or do you think that we're all going to just have to wait and see the final product and not to get too hyped just yet? Hey man, whatever your own thoughts and opinions happen to be, I'd love to hear all about them in the comments down below. Now, before I go, I want to thank everyone that's helped me build my channel over the years. I'd also like to thank every one of you guys who've watched my stuff. You've all been extremely cool to me. If you enjoyed the video, I'd appreciate a like and hope that you'll consider subscribing. God bless you all. Christ is King. See you guys in the next video, and as always, take it easy.